don't necessarily need to overthink cover zero press. I know it's the top meta right now. I know that a lot of looping is happening, going on right now, and it's frustrating people. But when it comes to beating this type of coverage, keep it very simple. Do what your local high school team would do, and you'll start moving the football. Let's get into it. What is up, guys? Zane from the Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some simple ways that you can free up receivers in space against this pesky loop press cover zero meta. If you could do me a quick favor, make sure you guys hit that like button. Also subscribe, drop a comment if you have any questions, and it'll help me out immensely. It helps this content get out to other players just like you that are looking for Madden tips tutorial content. Now, I know most of you guys are sick and tired of 3-3 linebacker blitz double loop, but it's the reality that is the top meta in this year's game. Players are rolling up in press coverage, daring you to block it and to get somebody open quickly while they user the first thing that they think you're going to throw. It's a real challenge for a lot of players, and even some top tier pro players are raging at this blitz. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but in today's video, we're going to kind of dumb it down, take it back to 101 level passing, and try to get you guys some open receivers or just players in general in space with the football against this, because one of the downsides to cover zero is that if you complete a pass on it, there's no zones around it to help. So we're going to try to create some simple picks and rubs. I think that this is one of the most underrated elements of passing in Madden against this meta. Let's go ahead and show you a couple of very, very easy pick combos that you can run. The first one that we're going to run is a spread, or a 2x2 spread. And what we're going to be running is what is referred to as slant flats. Basically, this combo is a pick on both sides of the field. And with the user being in the middle of the field in the cover zero, they have to pick left or right. And you can hopefully work two players open on this combo. Spread sets are not created equally. Sometimes you'll have the on receiver being the inside guy with the outside receivers being off the line of scrimmage. Sometimes you'll have the outside receivers on the line of scrimmage and the slots off. Experiment in your playbook and see what you guys have and see if you can find a way to scheme a player open. But what you will typically be able to do with this is run a route combo, and I think it's better if you have stock flats. I feel like they actually get into the pick action a little bit better. If you were to take a look here and zoom in on Cooper Kupp, you see that his flat is upfield, whereas the hot routed flat is a little different. It's kind of shallow, very, very subtle difference, but it's enough to make a difference and help spring a guy free. But the slant flat combo is something that you can throw. Obviously, with a cover zero blitz, sending 6, we want to block 6 to at least give ourselves a chance. So double slant flat is something that you can run, try to create some picks. The issue here on the right side is that the safety is on Higbee, so slant flat doesn't really work on the right side because he's not rolled up in press coverage. So you would likely want to create something different to get Van Jefferson open, if that makes sense for you guys. However, on the left side, which is going to be our primary side, we're going to be looking for Cooper Kupp to pick for Allen Robinson over the middle. And you're going to see that we can get him the ball over the middle in space. If you guys are running that short in elite that I talked about yesterday, obviously the cuts that we can run are basically going to light up if you line up inside the line of scrimmage and make that cut. However, short and elite will give you better catch and traffic on a combo like this when you're actually catching the ball over the middle. So that is the other added effect of that ability. So highly recommend that you guys are running that particular ability on your receivers right now. It's basically the only good ability for receivers if you guys are playing Ultimate Team. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to use a hot routed flat to Cooper Kupp. I'm not saying that you can't get the pick to work. I'm just saying that I think the stock ones are better. You see right there that the guy was a little bit tighter in coverage, not as much of a pick action as one might really want. So that is a very simple way that you guys can run this combo out of a 2x2. Now, once you run it once or twice, your opponent is likely to prepare for it. So what you're going to want to do after that is likely go to what is called a 1x3 or a 3x1 based set. So something like a Y trips or a Y trio would be preferred, where you could hopefully motion a guy across the formation to kind of give some eye candy. Now, I'm not 100% certain this is going to work from this formation. So let me actually go into, and I'm pretty sure they took away the the Y trips in this Rams playbook as well. But let's say that we call a formation like wing, for instance. This would be fine. So let's say we come out in a formation like wing, and with this particular formation, we have a solo receiver to the left, and then we have basically one receiver to the right with a wing tight end and an inline tight end. We can create some eye candy or some window dressing, whatever it is you want to call, and use this same combo with motion. This will, allow you to kind of mix this up from other sets and hopefully confuse your opponent with a little motion. So if we motion Allen Robinson across and put him on a slant, this can get him into the pick action. Again, this is a hot routed slant, but you can create this on your own. Now, the depth of this slant is a little bit more deep.
That's what she said.
Than a hot routed slant. So we'll try it out first. And then if that doesn't really get the pick that we're looking for, then we'll work our way towards a hot routed slant. But you see right here, Cooper Kupp, yeah, it really, because of the way that seemed to work, it didn't really pick the way that you would really want. So I'm actually going to go to a regular hot routed slant over that stock one and see if we can just create some picks and rubs. So again, this actually kind of looks about like it's nearly the same slant, but we'll see if we can get some action here on this. And it really doesn't, but Cooper had enough of a release rating. So again, that's what I'm saying, where you might want to lab through your playbooks and see if you can find formations that create natural picks and rubs better. This formation didn't necessarily work the way that I wanted it to, but that doesn't mean you can't employ this concept and find a formation that will create a natural pick for you with motion. But this tip is just basically to show you how you can dress it up a little bit differently pre-snap and get this to work. So slant flat is a very, very easy one. Another one that is pretty popular right now is 2x2 compression. I think 2x2 compression is a really, really good, it's a really, really good formation alignment, simply because, especially if you're talking tight flex, the slot corner doesn't really press the inside receiver for some odd reason. So when we call a formation like tight flex and we go to stick, we are going to be able to actually get Cooper Kupp a free release. So if I play press coverage, we're taking a look at L'Jarius Sneed here against Cooper Kupp. If I actually put Allen Robinson on, say, like a drag and Cooper Kupp on an out route, this can create just a very natural rub out of this alignment and get us a free release to the outside. You see Cooper Kupp's able then to use Slot-O-Matic, short and elite, whatever it is that you run, to create separation against the man-to-man coverage and get outside. Again, I am doing this video on all Madden, where man coverage is so much better than it is on all pro. So if you guys can beat man coverage on all Madden, you'll be in pretty good shape. So that's a pretty natural one that you guys can run. Obviously, you could motion a receiver across and create kind of a bunch alignment. Again, with a situation like that, you would probably still go ahead and use a slant combo. You might even run Cooper Kupp on a vertical just to create a bunch of mud for the corner to have to fight through. And then you get that slant. And actually, you saw right there that because Cooper Kupp wasn't jammed at the line, you really aren't able to utilize Kupp in that regard. So you actually might go ahead and motion Kupp across the formation and see if you can get a little bit better alignment for your player to fight through some mud. So in that situation, you see that we widened out the corner on the right side. So this is going to create a real easy inside release for Jefferson for us to get the ball out. You see how that leverage, that simple motion caused a leverage issue for the man-to-man coverage while they're playing press. So, it's another example yet again where you can use motion to create alignment issues and also create bodies for people to have to fight through. Not only can you use your receiver to kind of bump man coverage and pick man coverage, you can also use the guy who's guarding some of your other receivers to pick his own teammates, if you get what I'm talking about. So this is something that you absolutely should use. Another example of a natural pick or rub that you can utilize against these cover zero players is to run your running back out of the backfield. One of the biggest things that I can tell you guys when you're labbing through a coverage and how to beat it is to pull up the play art based off of different formations and different motions. Watch how the coverage players align and swap and who's mismatched. And the first thing that really stands out when you take a look at this is that the safety on the left is in really bad conflict because he's playing over the top to the left on a guy that is low to the right. And that is not going to be something that will work out well for you. So what you can actually do is experiment with your route combos. First thing I would do is try to run an inside release with Jefferson and an outside release with Akers down the sideline and hot throw it. And you see how we can get that ball out and into the flat. That's a great route because if your opponent doesn't user it, it can end up being a very big gain for you. And then if your opponent doesn't want to user it but still wants to defend it, then they have to compromise their cover zero to the point that they're overextending it. So maybe they say, okay, I've got to defend that quick throw of the flat. I'll put Fenton in this, and then maybe because he's in a flat, I'll put this guy in a deep half. And then now at this point, you're in a situation where you've got kind of half man, half zone. And if you can identify that, that actually will end up allowing you very easily to return back to more of a simplistic style of beating whatever coverage you're facing. So it's like, okay, that's like a cover 2 hard flat. Let's just throw the deep out route behind that because they're going to play down and take away that quick throw. That's fine. I'll throw an intermediate sideline breaking route. So you can kind of see how simple passing concepts can force adjustments to this coverage because, again, in cover 0, you have no help. If you can get one guy open, it breaks the coverage as a whole, which is why players are, right now daring you to find a man beater. It's really that simple. Man coverage is always good early on in Madden because people have to find the man beaters. And it just so happens that we're dealing with the normal arc of every Madden, that early man coverage meta, in tandem with a pretty brutal looping meta. So let's go ahead now and kind of employ some of these tutorials that I've given you against that particular meta. And you can see that it's going to work for you just fine. So now we're back in the nickel 3-3, the pesky loop that you guys have seen over the first few days of this season. And I'm just going to go right back to that starting video, which was the slant flat. So again, they're running LB blitz, they're pinching their linebackers, QB containing, pass committing, and pressing. So what I need to do is I need to get Allen Robinson open over the middle. In this situation, you might just say, screw it. I'm not going to try to block this blitz. So you could actually create the wheel combo, put Akers on a wheel and try to get a quick throw to him. This is actually going to combine both. I mean, you're going to have the ability to go quick out here to the flat and, throw that ball hot. Or if they jump that with their user, you can go backside to the slant flat combo on the backside. So you can see here, again, we're just kind of creating that pick. Even that little glance is just enough. You see right there, Cooper Kupp picks McDuffie, and that gives us a free inside release to Allen Robinson. But again, by the time I even, I was looking at Akers and I saw that right away, I'm going to throw that ball. If the user goes that direction, I'm then going to come back to the backside and look for Allen Robinson over the middle. So let's go ahead and show you that real quick. So again, they're pressing, they're containing, they're pinching the linebackers, and then we're going to mimic Bolton as a user by putting him in a hard flat to the right. So I'll go ahead and click off there. So in this situation, we're kind of mimicking that the user goes right. Well, in this situation, we're going to be, once we see that, we're going to be looking Allen Robinson, boom, right here over the middle, little dragon concept. And we're going to go up the field, hopefully, after that. So again, this is all about just showing your opponent that you can West Coast dot picks, rubs, quick beaters in space, and even better if you guys can learn how to make a guy miss. So, if you have a jukebox or some sort of ability on your player in the open field, that's going to make these concepts all the more dangerous. Guys, I understand that this isn't the sexiest passing tutorial ever. I mean, I know it's simple. It's slant flat, it's picks, it's natural stuff that high school teams do, but it's that simple. If they're not going to think on defense, you shouldn't need to think on offense. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys liked this video, be sure that you guys give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, make sure you guys do that. Make sure you guys also hit that subscribe button. It helps me out as we push towards 14,000 subscribers on the channel. I think it's going to be a big year here on the Zan Madden YouTube channel. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.